Welcome to the Fall 2020 Convocation, honoring the newest graduates of the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. It's always a proud moment for faculty to see a class graduate, but this year, we're especially proud. You are graduating during the most challenging time in higher education that any of us can remember. And I'm sure your final year in college, not to mention this graduation ceremony, in no way resembles what you imagined it would be. Yet you have arrived at this moment. You did it, and you did it with fervor and flair. You have shown future employers, and more importantly yourselves, that you can meet any challenge thrown at you. And that ability to adapt, to innovate, to bounce back, are the very characteristics that will ensure your success in the future. Cronkite graduates go on to amazing careers as reporters, editors, producers, digital strategists, documentarians, videographers, and public relations specialists, just to name a few. And we are enormously proud of them. We expect no less from you. But I also want to remind you that success is measured not solely by the job, or the salary, or the people who return your calls, or the number of people who recognize your name or your face. In our profession, especially in these times, your success also will be measured by the humanity you bring to the job and the truths that you pursue. You are living through historic times, times when truth and democracy itself are being tested, and when journalism has never been more important or more fragile. Early in his career, Walter Cronkite hosted a CBS program called You Are There, which featured reenactments of historical events like the fall of Rome and the bombing of Pearl Harbor. At the end of each episode, he delivered these famous lines. What sort of day was it? A day like all days, filled with those events that illuminate our times, and you were there. My hope for you is that you will be able to say not just that you were there, but that you, like Cronkite, made a difference. We need fearless witnesses to the events of our times, and we need those witnesses to act always with integrity and fairness and respect for others. These are the qualities that Walter taught us, and the ones that we have strived to pass on to you, the students and soon-to-be graduates of the school that bears his name. It has been a privilege to teach you, and it will be an honor to call you Cronkite alumni. It is now my pleasure to introduce our keynote convocation speaker. Mark Trahant is editor of Indian Country Today, the largest news site that covers tribes and Native people throughout the Americas. The nonprofit news organization is headquartered here at the Cronkite School. Mr. Trahant has had a long career in journalism and education. He is the former editorial page editor for the Seattle Post-Intelligencer, and he also held reporting or editing roles at the Seattle Times, the Arizona Republic, the Salt Lake Tribune, the Moscow Pullman Daily News, the Navajo Times, Navajo Nation Today, and the Shobin News. He also has reported for PBS Frontline. And he has taught at the University of North Dakota and the University of Alaska Anchorage. He will be teaching a class here at the Cronkite School this spring on reporting on Native communities. Mr. Trahant is a member of Idaho's Shoshone-Bannock tribe and former president of the Native American Journalists Association. Please welcome our keynote convocation speaker, Mark Trahant.
Congratulations to the Fall 2020 graduating class of the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. Their ceremony may be virtual, and that does not diminish either your success or this graduation honor. All of those gathered together in this space, your colleagues, your friends, and especially your family, share in the celebration of this extraordinary achievement. I'd like to thank Cronkite's interim dean, Kristin Gilger, for inviting me here to share a few words. I'm especially grateful to speak to you now, knowing that we are in a moment that is both frightening and one that opens up the potential for dramatic innovation. So much so that this graduating class will redefine the institutions we think of as the media. I'd like to start by thinking about the 45 words that you all know so well, the First Amendment. You have learned about the importance of our constitutional framework to our craft. It's a literal code that protects our freedoms: religion, assembly, speech, press, and the right to petition for redress of grievances. Literal. But what is the metaphor, the meaning beyond that literal interpretation? This is where the idea is more powerful than perhaps the authors intended. A narrow reading is a simple acceptance of Federalists and Anti-Federalists, Democrats and Republicans, or even how we worship and how we dissent and protest. Another take is that the 5 freedoms encourage acceptance of differences and set out the idea as the constitutional norm. As our country grows more diverse, this broader reading of the First Amendment at its core is a foundational document that celebrates diversity. It codifies valuing differences while binding us together. This is so important when we think of the challenges ahead, from divided elections to harsh words and thoughts posted on social media. It's our calling to be the champions of the First Amendment, to remind our readers, our audience, and our neighbors about the importance of this idea and what it means in a country that is rapidly changing. The divisions in our society are plain. That's why we need to remind people about the values we share and how it applies broadly. Then, this is already your world, the one you have experienced at Cronkite. So figure out how to take that framework and apply it to existing media. We know that the pandemic has changed every institution, including the media. And it's a bit daunting when you read story after story about a shrinking news media. But what's missing from that narrative is the opportunities being created. There are new jobs being created in large and small media enterprises. There are entrepreneurs finding new avenues because of social media. Find out what's growing, examine the why, and learn from the success. One of my favorite stories is about a guy in Tooksuk Bay, Alaska, who created a worldwide entertainment franchise without moving to a big city. He produces at home, he markets online, and he has followers around the world. Indian country today is a story of growth too. In a short 3 years, we have gone from about 8,000 readers a day to more than 22,000. And more important, we have created new opportunities. Our first year, we had 3 employees, then 5 our second year. And this year, that number is 20 plus, and we need to double again to keep up with our ambitious production schedule. It's new enterprises like ours that will probably define your future. The good news here is that Cronkite graduates are well prepared for the new media environment and are still ready in case a job shows up in the old media world. What a great position to be in. Cronkite graduates are coming from a culture of innovation. Bring that into the media world because it's a huge advantage. It's an added skill, even if it doesn't show up in your portfolio of advertisements or news stories. A century ago, newspapers covered the 1918 influenza pandemic in a way that is inconceivable to us today. They downplayed it. They pretended it was less than the crisis it was. There was far more concern about the war in Europe, and it was common for President Woodrow Wilson, federal agencies, and the news media to largely ignore the rising death toll from the disease. John Perry included this indictment in his history of the great influenza. As terrifying as the disease was, the press made it more so. They terrified it by making so little of it for what officials and the press said bore no relationship to what people saw and touched and smelled and endured. People could not trust what they read. That's not the media of today. I can't even imagine downplaying such an important story. The media is better now. We have been learning as we go about this COVID-19 pandemic. We figure out new things every day and then report that information to the public. And this is something that Cronkite students already have experience doing. Graduates today are walking into the professional arena with skills and tools that would be the envy of people who have been in the business for a long time. So what now? What happens when you leave here? One route is to invent your future. The good news is that what you try might not work. So what? When one experiment doesn't work, try another plan. And again and again. Many, if not most of you, will still go to work for an existing media company. The trick is to bring yourself. We need your ideas. We need your passion. What will you create? I can't wait to find out. I know it will be excellent because of the work that you have already done and continue to do. This is the best time ever to begin a career in journalism, to rethink, reinvent, and redefine a spacious channel. Congratulations to the class of 2020 on your graduation. This is an amazing moment, a time for innovation, and we know that you are ready. Thank you.
At this convocation ceremony, we honor 140 students receiving master's degrees. We also are honoring 294 students receiving bachelor's degrees. Of our undergrads, 30 are graduating cum laude, 25 magna cum laude, and 43 summa cum laude. 8 also are graduating from Barrett, the Honors College, and 11 are graduating with concurrent degrees. We'd like to now honor a few of our standout graduates with some special awards presented by members of the Cronkite School leadership, faculty, and staff.
The Cronkite School is recognizing 2 outstanding graduate students for their excellence and achievements. Austin Fast is a recipient of the Cronkite Outstanding Graduate Student Award. Austin is graduating with a master's degree in investigative journalism. During his time at the Cronkite School, Austin completed extensive data analysis for 2 semesters with the Howard Center for Investigative Journalism. He also hosted and produced podcasts as the Tampa Bay Times' first audio intern, reported spot news for Phoenix's public radio station, KJZZ, and mentored high schoolers at youth media centers. Austin intends to use his new master's degree to examine the systemic issues plaguing America's diverse and rural populations.
Deja Henry is our second recipient of the Cronkite Outstanding Graduate Student Award. Deja is graduating with a Master's of Mass Communication degree. While at Cronkite, Deja was a Robert Wood Johnson Foundation Southwest Health Reporting Initiative Fellow, first serving as a graduate assistant and then as a reporter in Cronkite News and Cronkite Noticias. She was also a News 21 Fellow, reporting on the juvenile justice system completely virtually, and participated in a depth reporting trip to Panama, where she covered the journey of Cuban asylum seekers. She received her bachelor's degree in journalism from Howard University in 2019 and has interned at the Congressional Black Caucus, the New Orleans Tribune, the Atlanta Voice, and the Wall Street Journal. Post-graduation, Deja has accepted a position as a general assignment reporter at the Daily Memphian.
Jose Ignacio Castaneda Perez is the first of 3 outstanding undergraduate award winners. Jose was part of the inaugural 8-student class at the Howard Center for Investigative Journalism, which produced an award-winning multimedia investigation into a little-known division of ICE and its use of force incidents across the country. Last summer, Jose was an Ethics and Excellence in Journalism Foundation Fellow for the Carnegie Knight News 21 initiative, where he reported on the state of juvenile justice for Native American youth, as well as the cycle of juvenile gang membership across the United States. Jose also worked as an administrative event aide with the Cronkite Global Initiatives team, including working directly with our Hubert H. Humphrey Fellows, before joining the Arizona Republic as a national politics intern. Congratulations, Jose.
Dylan McKim is also being recognized as an outstanding undergraduate student. Dylan is graduating with a bachelor's degree in journalism and mass communication and a minor in political science. Dylan worked at Arizona PBS as a producer and showrunner and on the breaking news desk at the Arizona Republic, where some of his stories landed on the front page. He interned on the investigative news team at KPNX Channel 12 for 2 semesters. Dylan finished in 2nd place at the 2020 Hearst Journalism Awards in the television broadcast news competition and also won a Rocky Mountain Student Production Award. After graduation, Dylan plans to work for a local television station as an anchor and reporter.
Sierra Poor, our 3rd outstanding undergraduate student, is earning a Bachelor of Arts in Journalism and Mass Communication with a minor in digital audiences. In her 7 semesters at Cronkite, she completed 3 internships, including 1 with the Cronkite Journal and 2 with the Arizona Republic. She also completed 2 professional programs, the Digital Audiences Lab and Cronkite News. Sierra studied abroad for a semester in Dublin, Ireland, where she created a travel blog for her senior thesis project. Through her work in reporting classes at Cronkite, she landed a job as a freelance writer for the East Valley Tribune. While she's still firming up career plans post-graduation, Sierra's goal is to explore the world and its cultures as a travel writer.
We are pleased to honor our outstanding online students at both the undergraduate and graduate levels. Kayla Mueller is our outstanding graduate online student. Kayla is graduating with a Master's of Science in Digital Audience Strategy. She is currently a creative strategist at Popular Pays, a software startup in Chicago, where she will continue after graduation. Kayla is active in the community of Chicago and has led formal workshops on digital strategy and organized a Women in Leadership networking event. Kayla says she is grateful for her Cronkite professors and classmates who have helped her to think critically about the digital landscape.
Janae Kingsbury is our outstanding undergraduate online student. Janae is graduating with a bachelor's degree in digital audiences after spending the last decade working as a multimedia journalist in newsrooms from Georgia to California. Currently, Janae is based in Washington, D.C., where she works as an engagement editor for Politico. With her degree, she's looking forward to applying her new insight of analytics and audience strategy to help expand the reach and impact of quality journalism. Janae says she's immensely thankful for Cronkite's online program, which gave her the flexibility to earn an esteemed education while keeping up with a demanding industry.
The Cronkite School is recognizing 2 students as top innovators. Misha Jones earned her master's degree from the Cronkite School this past summer. In her time at ASU, she created, produced, and hosted her own podcast. And she used her graduate capstone to explore possibilities for expanding content options in Cronkite News. Faculty and classmates alike noted Misha's variety of strengths: journalism skills, effective leadership, passion, creativity, and fearlessness in experimentation. Since graduating, Misha has had work published in National Geographic and just recently landed a job as a junior audio editor at Complex Sports.
Amanda Krieger is our second top Innovator Award recipient. Amanda is graduating with a master's degree in digital audience strategy following stints in Cronkite News, News 21, and the Public Relations Lab. Amanda's partnership with a classmate in digital media entrepreneurship led to the creation of Baba, a virtual reality doula that provides support for expecting mothers. Amanda kept working full-time while completing her degree, handling all digital marketing, implementation, and strategy for the Society of Manufacturing Engineers, where she'll continue to work after graduation.
Kappa Tau Alpha is a college honor society that recognizes academic excellence and promotes scholarship in journalism. Selection for membership is a mark of the highest distinction and honor. Graduates inducted today represent the very top of their class. This year's inductees to Kappa Tau Alpha are Ramal Anthony Aljuman, Madison Arnold, Cameron Eaton, Austin Fast, Marina Lopez, Justin Lyons, Anya Magnuson, Megan Marples, Caitlin McDaniel, Dylan McKim, Juliana Morton, Sierra Poor, Catherine Seifer, and Paige Vanerath. Congratulations to the newest inductees of Kappa Tau Alpha.
The ASU Alumni Association gives the Moore Award each year to students who have graduated in 8 consecutive fall and spring semesters with a cumulative grade point average of 4.0. This year's Moore Award goes to Tiffany Ellington. Congratulations, Tiffany.
We also want to congratulate 2 Cronkite undergraduate students graduating with the highest grade point average in both immersion and online programs. Cameron Eaton is graduating with a bachelor's degree in journalism and mass communication with a GPA of 4.06. Kara Evan is graduating with a bachelor's degree in digital audiences with a GPA of 4.29.
The Cronkite School honors students each year who best exemplify the energy, optimism, and team orientation of the Cronkite community. Talon Gibbs is our Cronkite Spirit Award winner. Talon is graduating with a bachelor's degree of journalism and mass communication. A Sun Devil through and through, she's worked as a social media manager for ASU's downtown campus student center, and she also worked in the Dean of Students office. At Cronkite, Talon has had 3 internships, moderated a YouTube series, and was the MC of the 2020 Pitchfork Awards. Talon says the Cronkite School gave her, quote, an abundance of knowledge and indescribable experiences that I would have never imagined. Congratulations and thank you, Talon, for your Cronkite spirit.
Each year, the Cronkite School names an outstanding faculty associate of the year. The award goes to a part-time faculty member, usually someone who teaches 1 or 2 classes while also pursuing a career outside the university. The 2020 award goes to someone very special to me and to the school, Shauna Hogan. Shauna died this summer in an accident at her home, leaving behind her husband, Matt, and her young son, Xander. Matt and other members of Shauna's family, as well as former students and colleagues, are joining us tonight for this special celebration of Shauna's legacy and spirit. Shauna graduated in 2005 from the Cronkite School and went on to become a reporter and editor, and then the author of true crime books. Her book, Picture Perfect, The Jodi Arias Story, was a New York Times bestseller. In 2014, she emailed me to ask if I would consider hiring her as an adjunct professor because, as she said, quote, one of the greatest joys through my career as a journalist has been to mentor young people, end quote. She was, of course, still a young person herself, but I knew that she would do well in the classroom, not just because she was an accomplished journalist, because, well, who wouldn't want to have a true crime writer as their journalism teacher? For the next 5 years, Shauna taught beginning news writing and reporting to Cronkite freshmen until taking a break to take care of her new baby. She was legendary for dressing up as characters for students to interview, a way for them to practice conducting interviews before being sent out to do the real thing. To teach them about crime reporting, she would show up to class dressed like a mob boss in a striped suit, fedora, and pencil mustache and host a press conference. As one former student put it, quote, she was over the top for everything, including being there for her students. Another former student said, she wanted to give all she could to her students. I'd been around journalism long enough that I had the basics down, and she was the first professor who challenged me to go further than that. Said another, she honestly believed in me more than I believed in myself. Shauna was, in short, a giver. At the end of each semester, she would give every student a reporter's notebook with a detailed personal message. She would stay in touch with them and check up on them to see what they were doing and offer advice. Even in death, she was a giver. Her heart, kidney, and liver are among the organs that went to other people. In giving the Outstanding Faculty Associate Award in memory of Shauna, we are recognizing and commemorating the lasting contributions she made to the school and her students. There is one other person we want to honor tonight, Dr. Bill Silcock, who is retiring in just a few weeks after 19 years at the Cronkite School. Dr. Silcock has served as Assistant Dean of the school, head of our Cronkite Global Initiatives, and head of our doctoral program. He has taught students in their very first semester at Cronkite and those in the last stages of getting their PhDs. He has taken students around the world on study abroad trips and mentored hundreds of journalists from other countries in the prestigious Humphrey Fellowship Program. He has written textbooks, produced documentaries, counseled honors students, chaired dissertation committees, and forged relationships for the school around the world. By any standard, Dr. Bill, as he is affectionately known to students and faculty alike, has had a wonderful career. The university has granted him emeritus status, a special recognition of all that he has accomplished, and that means he will always remain connected to the school. But we will miss seeing him every day. We will miss his warmth and irresistible good humor, his kindness and graciousness under pressure. We will miss him. Thank you, Dr. Bill, for all you have done for the school and for being who you are. It is our Cronkite tradition to give one of our amazing graduates the last word on behalf of fellow students. Tonight, that honor belongs to Patricia Vicenta, a shining example of Cronkite Nation. Patty is graduating with a bachelor's degree in sports journalism and a minor in Spanish. At Cronkite, she was a digital reporter at Cronkite News and Cronkite Sports in Los Angeles and Phoenix, a multimedia and digital freelancer at Fox Sports Arizona, as well as a photographer and reporter for the Walter Cronkite Sports Network. She interned with the USLPA as the organization's first bilingual communications intern, and she served as an ASU tour guide, a Cronkite ambassador, and co-secretary of the Multicultural Student Journalists Coalition. As the first college graduate in her family, Patty plans on continuing to work in bilingual communications, in sports, or in underrepresented communities. Welcome, Patty Vicenta, our student convocation speaker, representing our Cronkite class of 2020.
Thank you, Dean Gilger. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for our virtual Fall 2020 Convocation. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Patricia Vicente, but you can call me Patty. I'm extremely honored to spend tonight with you at a safe distance and celebrate all of your achievements with you. I know this is probably not the celebration you expected for your big day. I don't think any of us back in March would have imagined us to still be in this situation, but we're going to make the best out of it, the same way we have been for the last 9 months. Just like many of you with us today, I had plans. I had plans of wrapping up my time in Arizona surrounded by my closest friends. I had plans of going to Tokyo and covering the 2020 Summer Olympics. I had plans of walking across the stage today as the first college graduate in my family. But no good comes from dwelling on what could have been. Instead, let's all reflect on all the cool things we've done throughout our journey at the Cronkite School and our young but experienced careers. From getting the internship that you have been dreaming of, to telling the story you have worked sleepless nights on, to seeing the campaign you have worked so hard on finally coming to life. Be proud of all that you have done despite the people who might have been betting against you, the challenges of a global pandemic, virtual learning and reporting, and having to take some measures that have affected our new way of life. You didn't let that stop you, and that is everything to be proud of. For those of you that don't know, I'm also a student ambassador at the Cronkite School, and it has been my job for the past 3 years to interact with prospective students about why I love Cronkite and why they should consider coming here. I talk about all the cool opportunities from our professional programs to our amazing faculty and staff, and to the state-of-the-art equipment we get to have fun with. But when I get asked as to why I love the Cronkite School so much, only one thing comes to mind: community. Just like all of you, I have had the honor of calling the Cronkite School my home for the last couple of years, whether that has been in person or virtually. Cronkite is our community and our home. From those long days in edit base to those sleepless nights trying to finish a story, or those countless phone calls with the client as you try to complete their wish list for their campaign. Us Cronkite students get it. However, it's more about the people. The people we meet in those edit bays when we ask them to look after our stuff while we go and grab food. The people we meet in Taylor Place when the sports kids are being way too loud again in the lounge watching who knows what game. To those who give us pep talks when we're stressing out before our scheduled interviews for internship day. I always tell students that here, it doesn't matter whether you arrived as a first-time freshman, a transfer student, or a graduate student. Whether you've been here all 4 years or only one, whether you're in public relations or digital audiences, we are all rooting for each other every step of the way. Remember, no one gets it the way a Cronkite student gets it. As you look back and reflect on your times at the Cronkite School, I hope you're proud of the stories you have told, the clients you have helped, the communities and individuals you have given a voice to, and the people you have learned from, but that have also taught you more than what you could have ever imagined. We have to remember that in our lives, both professionally and personally, it's not always going to be the most straightforward and linear route. There are sometimes little side turns, but never dismiss them because you never know where they are going to lead you to. You don't know who you're going to meet, and you don't know what experience you are going to pick up along the way, and how it might even change your total direction. Remember, you don't have to be dismissive of anything that comes your way. Explore those side hustles, do those extra little things, practice your craft, and above all, Be happy and proud in all that you do. Thank you, everyone, and congratulations, Cronkite Class of Fall 2020.
Sarah Catherine Abbott, Nino Abdeladze, Labareix Charles Abeta, Cheryl Antiporta Abonitalia, Caitlin Lee Ackerman, Madison Ackley, Andres Adam Acuna, Michael Christopher Adams, Sarah Lauren Agee, Nicholas Andrew Aguilera, Colin Philip Alboué, Logan Dunn Alpert, Crystal Alvarez, Casey Jean Ambrose, Abby Jean Anderson, Agyakwako Aning,
Rimal Anthony Aljuman,
Dylan Troy Arndt, Madison Arnold, Madison N. Atkinson, Ariel Sarai Avalos, Angelica Avina, Aubrey Badger, Angela Victoria Bagwell, Nicholas James Barker, Sydney Francis Barnes, Allison Nicole Barton, Brett Joseph Bobchevich, Yasamin Alara Bakent, Russell G. Beedling, Jessica Claire Belknap,
Raul Bencomo,
Adiana Michelle Bermudez, Minty Elizabeth Betts, Danny Bian, Morgan Tanabe Bircher, Leah Michelle Blackman, Alexa Taryn Block, Andrew Bly, Brianna Irene Bodley, Matthew Richard Borner, Maureen Ann Bohannon, Nikki Bonderud, Caroline Fanchon Bonin, Lily Marie Bonner, Megan M. Boudreau, Ashley Bowler, Riley Boydston, Samuel Terrence Brennan, Colin Thomas Bristol, Kaylin Marie Brittle Jr., Taylor Shea Brock, Ashley Brockman, Hunter Carl Brownstein, Josie Ann Berzank, Sarah Elizabeth Buell, Axel Morton Burton, Carmela Amara Bazzelli, Alexandra K. Kababy, Jessica Cage, Hannah Caltabiano, Alex Anthony Camacho, Charmel Carino, Ronald W. Carlston, Michael Aaron Carpenter, James Jacob Carr, Carolyn Rose Carullo, Jose Ignacio Castañeda Perez, Paul Anthony Castro, Madison Deborah Cerro, Jasmine Simone Chamblin, Truman Chan, Troy Matthew Charvet, Anais Victoria Chatmajian, Kimberly Carrie Ann Chin, Cody Daniel Christie, Cornelia Lynn Cifelli, Casey J. Sioka, Richard Scott Cochran, Aaliyah Valerie Condon, Brett Hayden Conway, Isaac Nathaniel Coppola, Christy Lee Coppola, Ashley Crawford, Harry James Croughton, Brittany Christina Cruz, Carolyn Elizabeth Cully, Heather N. Cumberledge, Cole Lawrence Cusimano, Allison Jane Cutler, Bryce Logan Dalrymple, David Tanner Daubenspec, Cameo Marie Davis, Cassandra Denisco, Casey Addison Durr, Ryan Lawrence Dick, Victoria Dixon, Michael Joseph Denier, Jenna Dietz, Savannah Elizabeth Diggs, Mackenzie Margaret Dittman, Maria Sofia Francisco Divina, David Thomas Dixon, Sarah Michelle Donahue, Chance Dorland, Lindsay Dowell, Jillian Faye Downing, Matthew B. Dragoo, Chase Ryan Dryberg, Tori Monique Dumas, Rachel Renee Dunlap, Cameron Michelle Eaton, Madison Noreen Ebersol, Susanna Marie Eckstein, Sarah Victoria Edwards, Adam Todd Eggers, Imelda Margaret Ekong, Jacob Eli, Tiffany Elizabeth Ellington, Nicholas Jordan Elsie, Arturo Jesus Encinas, Zerai Enoch, Marco Jose Esquivel, Lorenzino Prati Estrada, Riley Eubanks, Casey Evans, Kara Ann Evan, Austin Robert Fast, Jamie Lynn Fields, Brett Richard Fisher, Christina Fleischer, Bryn Marie Florence, Michelle Sivier Foley, Adriana Alicia Franklin, Matt Freed, Justin James Foltz, Vincent Galletto, Luis Galvan, Veronica Rocio Galvan, Sabine Galvis, Diana Garcia, Kenya Garcia Alfaro, Mayank Garg, Joshua Gerard Gargiulo, Mary Gaston, Daniel Gatalica, Alexander Gerald Gall, Emily Gowell, Michael William Guerin, Madeline Jean Guile, Henry Stephen Anthony Gentile III, Amanda George, Robert Edward Gachet, Ian Gibb, Taylin Kiera Gibbs, John Marcelino Torres Jimenez, Shelby Marie Gonzalez, Alyssa Marie Gonzalez Rivera, Jane Felice Dorothea Ricks Goodfield, Elisa Graham, Kaylin Danielle Green, Rena Eliana Green, Monica C. Griffiths, Yaodong Gu, Teresa Pinky Marie Velasquez Fernandez Guerrero, Jamie Paul Girola, Nicole Geisick, Carly Jo Hager, Amber Hare, Shannon Doty Hall, James Edward Harrington, Haley Harris, Peyton Harris, Megan Alyssa Hart, Camilla Victoria Hassan, Christopher A. Hayton, Jingyuan He, Hadley Heck, Matthew Albert Helgeson, Paul Helmers, Deja Imoni Henry, Julissa Azalea Hernandez, Lauren Taylor Hernandez, Alicia Hester, Victoria Hill, Krista Alexandra Hinz, Caitlin Marie Hodnicki, William Arthur Hollander, Tyler James Hollis, Courtney Angelica Horn, Lainey Howell, Christopher John Howley, Tracy Hughes, Howard Glenn Jackson II, Yaraya Jaffrey, Mitchell John Jogstetter, Zarin Jennings, Audrey R. Jensen, Aaron Johnson, Chloe Lee Jones, Misha Devon Jones, Tucker Matthew Kaufman, Kennedy Keating, Sumiko Anai Kyle, Margot Jean Kelly, ML Khan, Kirsten E. Keeney, Janae Kingsbury, Logan Braylon Kinsey, Rob Clyfield, Dylan Wayne Knopfler, Sarah Koberling, Kayla L. Krantz, Robert George Krause, Brandon P. Krause, Amanda Elizabeth Krigner, Kylie Renee Kroger, Anna Felicia Crudup, Leah Kuek, Alicia Nicole Labita, Jenny Lane, Constance Lathan, Franco Latona, Jackson G. Lautorre, Brandon Matthew Lavin, Joseph David Lavin, Erin Elizabeth Lawson, Morgan Lieb, Alexander Jonathan Linkowitz, Morgan Leschke, Shannon P. Lewis, Alicia Crandall-Liedtke, Caroline Elizabeth Lynch, Karen Lizarraga, Carolina Elizabeth Lopez, Christian A. Lopez, Christopher Allen Lopez, Julissa Lopez, Leopoldo Lopez, Marina Yvette Lopez, Gabriela Therese Loreto, Azalea Xenia Lovato, Bethany Rose Lewick, Katie Lukowski, Sierra Esperanza Luna, Megan Lupo, Justin Dean Lyons, Lacey Lyons, Timothy Mabley, Haley E. McDonnell, Anya Kelly Magnuson, Spencer Michelle Mahaffey Lightfoot, Cora Jane Mandy, Megan Diane Marples, Lauren Jane Marshall, Amanda Grace Marvin, Michael Edward Marziani, Rayanne Mason, Beth McKenna Mate Losi, Sarah Maya, Erica McCarthy, Jessica Aaron McCormick, Caitlin Bell McDaniel, Cody McDermott, Kelsey K. McEwen, Scott Andrew McGee, Chelsea Lee McGrath, Dylan Jacob McKim, Francis Marshall McLister, Leah Taylor McNeely, Chloe Kate Mellinson, Wissam Melem, Kelsey Joe Miller, Marcus J. Christian Miller, Nikira Diasia Mitchell, Shayna Montanari, Deja Desire Moore, Michaela Jordan Moorhead, Juliana Lee Morton, Alicia Olivia Moser, Amanda F. Musiu, Kayla Mueller, Alexis Victoria Mulheron, Madeline James Murphy, Megan Murphy, Tamaya Jeanette Murphy, Ryan Alexander Mushkat, Erica Jean Myers, Erica Joy Mirvik, Eleanor Nakamoto White, Kiana Nicole Nekachea, Britta Lynn Nelson, Brittany Ann Nelson, Colton Arik Newell, Kelsey Ann Nickerson, Edith Noriega, Kiana Jane Norrie, Austin Dean Oakes, Anita Osayami Obasohan, Ricky Olguin, Marisol Olvera, Jordan Erica Ashley Ortiz Carrasquillo, Morgan Sinclair Osborne, Nicholas S. Owens, Hunter William Aikman Pacheco, Matthew Christopher Paget, Kristen Marie Pagala, Francesca Palmisano, Haley Joe Parker, Brian Perez, Jordy Mendez, Tyler Perino, Brianna Dakota Peters, Eric Spencer Peterson, Sharia Phillip, Rachel Phillips, Alex James Polomeni, Sydney Pollock, Sierra Sage Poor, Irina Prijasnuk, Mallory L. Qualls, Cheyenne Nicole Rains, Alberto Ramirez, Kyle Thomas Rassel, Carlton Quintez Reed, Tessa Reed, Colin Lewis Vest Reeves, Caitlin Nicole Reeves, Caitlin Reinhardt, James Michael Reisinger, Cassandra Ali Resendiz, Brisa A. Reyna, William Kenneth Rice, Olivia Pauline Richard, Emily Elizabeth Richardson, Samuel Rydell, Riley McKay Rimmer, Gabriel Roberto Rios, Jonathan A. Rizk, Jacqueline Cecilia Robledo, Rosalie Robles, Stephanie Rodriguez, Jose Luis Roman, Kimberly Dawn Rome, Eric Romero, Kendall Bryant Rooker, Stephanie Rosales, Tiara Dawn Rose, Kendall Roseborough, Kimberly Russick, Haley Shea Rousseau, Jill Carbone Ryan, Giancarlo Sainz, Cassandra Salas, Catherine Noel Sawyer, Carlos G. Sanchez, Kelly Van Houten Sandoval, Joshua Tyson Schaefer, Sabrina Schaefer, Kayla Renee Schleibach, Jeremy Grant Schnell, Noelle Elizabeth Schoen, Francesca L. Sciacitano, Emily Michael Sears, Sorella D. Sechrist, Adam Shant Sederat, Celeste Marie Stepesi, Michael A. Seppanen, Lauren Serrato, Catherine Marie Seuss, Mackenzie Kate Shaw, Lee Shear, Lauren Amanda Shirley, Carly Seibert, Luke Thomas Simmons, Andre Sims, Isabella Alexandra Cisneros, Christian Elizabeth Slater, Judson Kyle Smith, Kalia Monique Smith, Natalie Smith, Reagan Thomas Smith, Sarah Elizabeth Smith, Jose Socorro Solis Jr., Rachel Danielle Speck, Zachary Paul Stabler, Laura Kelsey Stack Sr., Lilia Angelita Steen, Cameron Justine Sternfels, Victoria Marie Steibrick, Christopher Stephen Strawley, Katie Surma, Catherine Grace Cipher, Alexis A. Zoke, Taylor Elizabeth Tassler Oatley, Colin Daniel Terlecki, Lydia Terrazas, Nadia Brianna Testrot, Tony Quang Tai, Kaylin Marie Thomas, Pilar Thornbrugg, Galila Thornton, Trael Vontae Tolbert, Amanda N. Tor, Daniela Camilla Ulmer, Deegan Wesley Urbach, Natalie Urquiza, Monica Uriola, Darcy A. Van Patten, Paige Morgan Vanarath, Michael James Vera, Patricia Vicente, Dawa Vidana, Tina Marie Villalobos, Megan Nicole Villarreal, Stephanie Lee Wakefield, Ken Wall, Anthony Wallace, Natalie Walters, Rosaura Wordsworth, Catherine Taylor Warner, Tara Elizabeth Warner, William Warren, Sarah Weaver, Jeremy Weber, Elena Elise Wegner, Jessica Lee Wexelblatt, Kristen White, Nicholas James White, Helen Weefering, Amanda Victoria Williams, Amber Lynn Williams, Isaiah Williams, Kylie Nicole Williams, Larry Darnell Williams Jr., Miles Stone Wilson, Natalie Wines, Sydney Morgan Wiseman, Kyle S. Wooldridge, Garrett Wright, Mary Mackenzie Wirtz, Diego Roberto Yanez, Jacqueline Alejandra Zambrano, Jay Ching Shaw, Olivia Ziarnik, Alexa Nicole Zellner, Ian A. Zorn,